नमस्कार। आज मैं किसी भी वीडियो पे रिएक्शन नहीं देने वाला हूँ। आज की वीडियो में आई एम गोना बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द बुक्स दैट आई बॉट एट न्यू दिल्ली वर्ल्ड बुक फेयर। I promised this a few videos ago that I'll make a video detailing all the books that I bought and why I bought them. But I might not have a very particular rigid reason for every book, but for some of the books, I had my reasons. So let me start off by the first book. This is from Picador, India. It is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Life, Politics and Struggle, written by Krishna Bose. It looked very beautiful, hardcover. There are pictures inside, and it is essentially not it is maybe a biography, but it encompasses a lot of things other than Netaji's his personal life. So next again is a book on Netaji, but it is like both the brothers which were against the Raj, and this is outright a biography. It says a biography written by Leonard A. Gordon and published by Rupa. Next up is Ramayan Unraveled. I'm already reading a book by Amiganatha that is Mahabharata Unraveled. I would read it afterwards, after I have finished the Mahabharata Unraveled book. And it's always interesting to read her. This is published by Bloomsbury. Next is Swami Vivekanand, Hinduism and India's Road to Modernity. I have never read any book by Swami Vivekanand, and I am always fascinated by his ideals that I have heard in on the internet and in the day-to-day discourse. So, because Swami Vivekanand represents that idea of Indian spirituality, the ancient idea of Indian spirituality, and its intersection with current modern and contemporary India. I wouldn't use the word modern because modern has a very colonial connotation to it, but contemporary would be the correct term. So let's see what these ideas are about. I could also, like, if you want to make a detailed video about any of these books, then please tell me in the comments and I will do so after reading them. This is published by HarperCollins. Next up is In Spite of the Gods, written by Edward Luce, The Strange Rise of Modern India. So I am not sure what this book is about, but it's the cover seemed fascinating to me. I wonder if the insinuation is that India has risen in spite of its gods because the gods might have been holding it down. So I'm always like a sucker for opposing ideas, opposing principles, opposing perspective. So let's see what this book says. And I'm mindful of what the truth I believe in. So I always read a book with a critical mind. Next is Beyond Order by Jordan B. Peterson. If you guys don't know, Jordan B. Peterson is a Canadian psychologist, and his first book, I think it was his first book, 12 Rules for Life, went very viral and was a bestseller. And that's why it says 12 more rules for life. It is like a marketing thing, marketing spin. Okay, उसी से related है ये. Anyway, I got it. I got it in book fair only, but this is not from actual Penguin stall. I got it second hand from some of the sellers. Next up is The India Way: Strategies for an Uncertain World by S. Jaishankar. I wanted to buy the latest book of his. I don't know what its name is. I will put it on the screen. Anyway, so but I hadn't read this one, so I thought, okay, let's give the previous book a try first, and then we'll see. Because he's someone from the government, so maybe he'll present a biased approach to things. So even though he's very smart and articulate, but whatever, it's my duty to try it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Next up is Invaders and Infidels by Sandeep Balakrishna, Okay, this book is also published by HarperCollins anyway. So this book is Invaders and Infidels, published by Bloomsbury, and I have been recommended this book since a very long time. Even someone from Instagram told me to give a detailed review of this book. So let me know if you want a detailed review. The second part of this book I don't have, which is published by Blue One Ink, but I will get it after I finish this one. So I think this is basically about the invaders that came to India and the invasions that followed, transforming the Indian culture into something else entirely. Because if we notice at the current scenario, the invaders mostly invaded the north part of our country, and the south part was left untouched most of the times. So the southern part of the country has much more rich culture, much more cultural identity than the north part does, because it has been diluted by these invasions. So I hope we will cover all of this in detail in this book. Next up is the transformative constitution. I liked the title. I liked that it has been shortlisted for Data Literature Live Nonfiction Book of the Year, and that's why I bought it. I tried to Google the writer at the time, but internet doesn't work. Internet is a little dicey inside Pragati Maidan. Anyway, I took a risk. This is published by HarperCollins. So I'll find out what this is about. Anyway, this is a journalist. I hope he's not Marxist. Joking. Next up is, and the last one is Indian Summer, published by Simon and Schutzer. And apparently, it's a very acclaimed book, written by Alex von Tunzelmann. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. So this is about the year when British left India and the events that unfolded. But I also have read some of it. Like, this is the first book I'm reading out of all of these, and I found that Karl Marx was quoted very often. So, and it sounded a little racist against the Indians, that the Indian society is divided so much that it invited invaders to come and invade them. That was the quote by Karl Marx that is quoted here. It wasn't discredited or condemned by the writer. So let's see what this is about. But there was another incident that she quoted, is that Mahatma had little to do with the actual Indian independence. So maybe there is a balanced approach. I will read further and find out. But that marks the end of all of these books and the end of this video as well. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.